Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation, and with everyone talking about Starfield because, obviously, did you see that Starfield E3 2021 trailer? Everyone should be talking about Starfield by now, and on top of that, with all of the new Starfield interviews that have went down over the last week or so, there is a lot of information about Starfield to break down and to go over. However, I feel like I basically covered most of it here in the channel. There's a couple other recent Starfield happenings that I'll break down here in a day or so, but today I want to talk about the Elder Scrolls 6 because yes, one can never get bored or tired of talking about the Elder Scrolls 6, and even though we're out of the dark in regards to that Starfield speculation, meaning we have more information about Starfield setting, story, a little bit about the lore, basically a lot more information in which we can speculate over regarding Starfield. However, I know a lot of people are still hyped and want to know more about the Elder Scrolls 6, but there isn't really much to talk about regarding TES 6, and there probably won't be for a while, seeing how Starfield is the next game from Bethesda, but there is something to talk about the Elder Scrolls 6. There is a topic that I've been wanting to cover ever since E3 2021, and I'm sure most of you already know what I'm going to be talking about. And for those that don't know, for the longest time now, the community believed that the Elder Scrolls 6 would be called Redfall, and there was a lot of evidence to support this theory as well. However, obviously that's not the case. Redfall is a pretty exciting open-world, arcane, vampire shooting game, and that's something I definitely wouldn't have expected, to be honest. However, I guess it makes sense. Redfall, vampires, I guess it goes together, and I guess it makes a little bit more sense than what Redfall could have meant for the Elder Scrolls, because for the longest time people were trying to figure out what Redfall could mean in terms of Elder Scrolls lore. No one had any idea, but nonetheless, don't worry, because I'm sure a lot of people are confused right now and have nothing to grasp onto in regards to what TES 6 could even be right now. But don't worry, because I think I know exactly what the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be called, or still could be called, and it has to do with the Redfall trademark situation, only we're going to rewind stuff just a little bit before the Redfall trademark was filed. But nonetheless, don't worry, because I'll be breaking all this down in today's video. I'll give you the quick TL doctor and summary of the Redfall situation, and then give you my take on what I think the next chapter for the Elder Scrolls 6 speculation could be, since the Redfall chapter is closed. But we need to start today's adventure over here at the United States Trademark and Patent Office, and basically this is the source of where the community believed that Redfall was going to be the Elder Scrolls 6, combined with some other news that happened a year or two later after this trademark was filed, but I'll get into that here in a second. Basically, this story begins with the Redfall trademark being filed by ZeniMax, and this was actually filed back in 2018, as you can see here, actually September of 2018, and this is when the Redfall situation became full swing, and a lot of people thought Redfall was TES 6, and there's a very good reason right at the beginning of why that's the case, and it has to do with this trademark right here for Redguard. And obviously Redguard has to do with the Elder Scrolls universe, right? Redguard is a race in the Elder Scrolls, so obviously this is linked to the Elder Scrolls in some way. And before you bring it up down in the comments or something, no, this trademark is not for the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard game that came out years and years and years ago, because these trademarks were filed long after the Elder Scrolls Redguard Adventure game was out, so they don't need to file a trademark for that game when it already has a mark of commerce that's been on the market for a long time. So that means that whatever this Redguard project was, it is a new game, a new project that isn't related to anything else. Some people believe it may have been a DLC for Skyrim, but I don't think that's the case, and there isn't any inherent evidence to support that, although that speculation is still valid. There's just no evidence to back it up. But what I think Redguard is it was the actual title for the Elder Scrolls 6. The Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be called the Elder Scrolls 6 Redguard, and I believe that's what this trademark is for, and there's evidence to support this, because this Redguard trademark was actually refiled for a number of years, over and over again, and Bethesda paid even the fees and stuff to actually refile this trademark and extend its lifeline in the United States Patent and Trademark Office, meaning basically the TL doctor is Bethesda really wanted whatever this Redguard trademark to belong to them, to the point to where they kept it alive. They paid all all the fees in order to keep Redguard in their name, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they just said fuck it, and they abandoned the Redguard trademark completely, and it's still abandoned to this date. Redguard is not owned by ZeniMax in terms of a trademark name. Redguard is public, I guess, right now, and the reason the majority of the gaming community believed that the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be called Redfall is because, as you can see here, literally months after the Redguard trademark was basically abandoned and forgotten about forever, here comes the Redfall trademark. Actually, Redfall was filed months after, the same exact year Redguard was abandoned, so people just believed, including myself, that Redfall was actually a continuation and a rename of Redguard, meaning the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be called Redguard, but then they canceled the trademark and named it Redfall for whatever reason. And I mean, that kind of makes sense just based on the information we can infer from these trademark filings. I mean, if Redguard was filed over and over again for years by ZeniMax and then just randomly abandoned, and then months later here comes Redfall, I mean, the names are so similar, it's easy to think that it's just a rename, right? It's just the name is renamed, the game was renamed to Redfall from Redguard. And that's what the majority of the gaming community believed for years. In fact, there were a lot of Redfall Elder Scrolls 6 theories out there, and then we got even more evidence, so to speak, when there was a huge, gigantic Redfall trademark dispute, and this happened in 2019, and basically what happened in this situation is there was a publishing company named Bookbreeze Publishing and an author named James Falconer, and James Falconer actually owned a best-selling book series on Amazon called Redfall, and his lawyers and James Falconer got worried that ZeniMax and their Redfall trademark may actually cause them to sue James Falconer, so James Falconer opened up dialogue and a trademark dispute against ZeniMax for the rights to Redfall, so he can basically still own the rights to the name in terms of his book series. And ZeniMax didn't go down lightly. In fact, this situation was kind of prolonged a bit until there was some kind of like agreement, I guess, made behind closed doors between James Falconer and ZeniMax, and ZeniMax kept the right to the Redfall name, and James Falconer had to change the name of his already ongoing book series, which is a best-selling book series that's been on the market for years upon years upon years. He had to literally change the name of the entire book series to Lethal Rain, which is a big jump. So what that tells me, and what that tells the majority of the gaming community, is whatever Redfall is, it's a huge project and important enough to ZeniMax for them to basically strong-arm to force him to change his name of his already existing book series that existed long before the ZeniMax Redfall trademark existed. So even though that's not inherently a link to Elder Scrolls, the fact that ZeniMax put so much focus and attention on a public trademark dispute, many people believe that this had to have been for a project that was very important to Bethesda, meaning it probably was for the Elder Scrolls 6. Only no, it seems like Redfall was for obviously this Arcane Redfall game. And yes, this Arcane Redfall game does look very exciting, and I guess it kind of makes sense now that ZeniMax put forth all this effort in this trademark dispute in order to keep the rights to the name Redfall for this game, because it seems like they do want this game to be high profile. But dang if I didn't think that the reason they were going all out with this trademark dispute was because they wanted to hold the rights to the name of what they thought the Elder Scrolls 6 would be. But no, that's not the case. Obviously, it's 100% confirmed now that the Elder Scrolls 6 is not Redfall, and I guess we should have all listened to Michael Kirkbride, because Michael Kirkbride knew this a long time ago and even said on Reddit that Redfall is not the Elder Scrolls 6. And I mean, if he had that information back then, maybe he is still connected to Bethesda somehow. Maybe that's proof that Michael Kirkbride is still in some capacity working for Bethesda on a contractual basis, meaning Michael Kirkbride may be doing some more writing for even Starfield or the Elder Scrolls 6. But basically, the Redfall saga is over in terms of the Elder Scrolls 6. However, this is where the story gets more interesting now, and this is my take. I'm adjusting my glasses, and they're not even on my face. That was really psychologically damaging. But this is my take on the situation. Even though Redfall isn't the name of TES 6, it's still a clue and still an anchor directly to what the name of the Elder Scrolls 6 will be, which is Redguard. I don't think this Redguard trademark was abandoned because they renamed the Elder Scrolls 6 to Redfall. I think it was abandoned because there is internal discussion within Bethesda and they decided not to make the Elder Scrolls 6, but instead to make Starfield. That's right. I believe that at some point in time, the Elder Scrolls 6 was the game that was going to be made after Fallout 76, or maybe even before Fallout 76. At some point, I believe the Elder Scrolls 6 was going to be the main project from Bethesda Game Studios and that the game was going to be called Redguard. However, However, something happened internally, and Todd Howard brought up the fact that they could do Starfield now because of all the new next-gen technology, because like Todd Howard has been saying for a long time, the main reason Bethesda couldn't make Starfield was because the technology didn't exist until now. So they probably revisited the drawing board and realized, hey, we are uniquely positioned, which is something Todd Howard actually said himself, we're uniquely positioned to be able to pull this game off now. The technology is there, and we're in a perfect position to do it. So I say, let's not make the Elder Scrolls 6 right now. Let's make Starfield, and that's exactly why the trademark for the Elder Scrolls 6 was abandoned. Because if Bethesda was going to make a game named Redguard, why would they just completely abandon it, right? Unless they weren't going to make this game for a long time. Because if it was just going to be a couple years for Redguard, they would just continue to refile this trademark and pay all the fees, regardless of the fact of whether or not Redguard was the next game. However, if the Elder Scrolls 6 Redguard is still like 4 or 5 years away, they probably wouldn't pay to keep the rights to that trademark, especially when Starfield is their next thing. And they probably could easily get the rights to the Redguard trademark anyway, even if they don't have it inherently filed, just because they have a ongoing universe with multiple products that are already in commerce with Redguard attached to it. So I know I went through a lot of technical stuff in this video, but basically the TL Doctor is a long time ago. There was a Redguard trademark, a Redguard game by Bethesda that they had trademarked for years. Then they decided to not do that project and then abandoned the trademark. Then that same year, Redfall was filed, so people got confused and thought Redfall was a rename of Redguard, but it wasn't. It was its own game, and now here we are wondering what Test 6 is. The clue is still there. It's Redguard. I don't know why they would file a trademark for this game and then abandon it completely, unless they had the plan to make the game and then they didn't. And I mean, what would make the most sense in that circumstance? The fact that Bethesda was planning to do Test 6, the Elder Scrolls 6 Redguard, but then they decided to do Starfield instead. So I believe the Elder Scrolls 6 will 100% be called Redguard. And that kind of makes sense and goes along with the teaser trailer too, because everyone believes that the teaser trailer is showing High Rock and Hammerfell, or one of the two, or both. And if you look at this Starfield hint, I guess, in the recent 2021 Starfield trailer, it looks like High Rock and Hammerfell is etched into the dashboard of the spaceship here too. So if the Elder Scrolls 6 is named Redguard, that would make sense if the game took place in Hammerfell and High Rock. However, that's still speculation, but I think it's some pretty solid speculation based on the canceled Redguard trademark, because what is that game? Where did it go? It didn't become Redfall. I doubt that it just got abandoned forever and Bethesda would never revisit whatever this project is, and I highly doubt that Bethesda would do another Elder Scrolls Adventure spin-off game, especially if it had the same exact name as their previous one. I don't think it would be called Redguard if it was a spin-off. I think Redguard is the actual name for Test 6, and that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. I know I may have went in circles a bit here, but it's a little confusing to try to explain this stuff to people that haven't been in the know and haven't been following all this trademark stuff for years, but nonetheless, quite the freaking change, right? Test 6 isn't Redfall. I think it's going to take me a long time to get used to that. Anytime I see Redfall being mentioned, I still think it's Test 6, but no, it's probably Redguard, and that's everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, and if you're hyped for Starfield and Test 6, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on, and as always, huge shout out to everyone that has supported the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. I am making a big list of everyone who has supported the channel recently. Up until I founded the channel, I lost a lot of my data when my hard drive crashed, but I have been rebuilding a list to put at the end of every single one of my videos to shout out everyone that has supported the channel. So don't worry, this list is coming, I promise. And if you do want to get your name added to this permanent future video shout out list, it'll be featured at the end of every single one of my videos. You can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when the Elder Scrolls 6 turns out not to be called Redguard, and Redguard is actually Wolfenstein 3 somehow. I would just give up at that point in time.
It just works.